Thank you. Thank you. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the one God to whom all praise is due, the Lord of the worlds, Allah, the Creator of all things, the Revealer of all truth, and the Sender of all prophets. To Allah alone do I submit and seek refuge. We thank Allah for Moses and the Torah. We thank Him for Jesus and the Gospel. We thank Him for Muhammad and the Quran. Peace be upon these worthy servants of Allah. So my host, Minister John, and those with him, Dr. Reed, have chosen a subject for me titled Stop the Killing. Now let's look at that subject. The sentence structure of the subject is important. Since we have studied grammar, when there is a sentence that starts with a verb, stop, the subject of that sentence is understood. And the subject, of course, is you. So, when we say stop the killing, who are we talking to? You. The word stop means to use power and force to stop something that is in motion. Now, a body in motion will tend to stay in motion, except it is stopped by a superior force. Just the opposite of a body at rest tending to stay at rest unless acted upon by an external force. A body in motion, something in progress, can only be stopped by a force greater than the motion of that force.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Yeah.
It is an opposing force that has to be greater than the force that is moving us in the direction of self-destruction. All right. You understood stop, meaning you have to marshal the total force of your being to put a stop to the motion that is bringing about the destruction of our people, and each one of us has something to do with the death of all of us. Each one, from the leadership all the way down. The subject is yours. Stop the killing. Stop what? The killing. Not a killing, but this is specific. It's the definite article, the. The word killing is a verbal noun. It's a noun that's the object of the verb stop. But it's an activity that's in motion. Killing. It is a process of death that has begun in the past, is continuing in the present, and we together, guided by God, must marshal all the forces of our being to stop the march of death that is upon our people. It's a good subject. Whenever somebody says stop, it's some kind of traffic cop. Somebody with authority is involved. Stop. Stop. Usually that person has some kind of badge that demonstrates the power that is backing that individual when he tells you stop. If it's a traffic cop, you see the badge, you see the uniform. He said stop. When I was coming into the scope, we had a route. The police was there. He said stop. We understood we were trying to get in here. He understood, but he had to check with his superior, so he told us stop. We could have been foolish and not respected his authority to tell us to stop. But he who told us to stop was an individual. He certainly wasn't stronger than the car. He certainly wasn't stronger than the occupants in the car, but he had authority. He was representing the city of Norfolk. Therefore, he had the backing of the whole city to stop us at that moment. And for us to buck him, it would be to disrespect authority. Therefore, we would be arrested, and it would be the people versus.
Go ahead, brother. Yes, sir.
All right, now. Whenever prophets of God come, they're called the stars of God. The star in the universe represents justice. It justifies our belief in the law of justice and in the Creator. The star literally beautifies creation. Every prophet is called the star of God. He's God's law officer. He comes into a nation or city because things are wrong, not because things are right. When a prophet shows up, that's like somebody calling the police.
That's right. Yes, sir.
When somebody calls the police, they don't call him because something is right. They say, well, something is wrong. We can't stop it. Call the law. When the prophet shows up, he comes back by the authority of God. Listen now, listen. Now, you know, if we had run over that policeman out there, it would be the people versus Farrakhan. Well, doctor, you got to be real careful when somebody comes in the name of God. Now, there's a lot of fakers, there's a lot of phonies, there's a lot of people who say, you know, God sent me. Check them out. The Bible says many will come in my name, but go not nigh unto them. Say, my sheep know my voice, a stranger they will not follow. However, many are going to come in the name of the Christ. And when the Christ comes, he comes because he's anointed by God to crush wickedness, to stop the motion of a world that has gone contrary to God. The world that is contrary to God is the world in which we live. Now the star of God, the prophet of God, the messenger of God comes like the sheriff. In Arabic, the name for the guardian of law is Sharif. And from the Arabic Sharif, you get the English sheriff. He has a badge on, that's a star, letting you know I come in the name of the law of justice to use the force that is at my disposal to bring a stop to the disorder that is here, that is disturbing the peace.